This one was for DT, my brother. This one was for DT, bro.
We gonna get it done, I promise you. I promise you.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Never say die, Broncos. That's why we fight. Mile High Magic is real. Let's get it. Wow. What a win, baby.
Keep it pushing. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't clean, but we got the job done. That's all that matters.
Big dog, baby. Undeniable. Undeniable. Let's go.
And with that, the Broncos make the most improbable comeback of ever. And on a day when it was honoring DT and the Super Bowl 50 team, boy, oh boy, did things start out poorly and end up like a miracle. What's happening? It's DMac. Mike Sanford will be along with us in a second. We'll try to get to as many comments as we possibly can. But the number that stood out to me was there were 1,602 games where teams led by 18 or more points with 6 minutes to go. They all won except for the Giants today. Think about that for a second. The Giants couldn't pull off what had happened under previous set of circumstances 1,602 times. The 33 points by the Broncos in the fourth quarter is a record. The Broncos came from behind down by Philadelphia by 14 points in the fourth quarter, 19 today. Teams that were in that situation were 1-112. The Broncos beat the Eagles that way 2-112. Remarkably, that record is now 3-112. And there might be some other games going on that I don't know. So actually the losses probably are a little bit more. But for the Broncos, this 33-32 win is, it's mind-blowing. We're brought to you by Journey Spice. Thank you, Journey Spice, for everything that you do for us. We love you. You want to get something delicious in your gullet, get to Journey Spice and use the code GETSPICY. Journey Spice takes good on every single damn meal you can think of. And Journey Spice celebrates this Broncos win with you. So just hit that QR code. More on Journey Spice in a little bit, but I love Journey Spice. They're never far from my heart. They're never far from my side. As you can see, that they are right there. Incredible packaging, flavor in plastic out. You just pinch the top. It comes off. Salt on the Giants wound. Goes right back on. Wide variety of flavors and singles, doubles, and quads. How exactly did this happen? Well, my goodness. So many ways. I'll tell you the turning point of the entire game, though. And I'm sort of, I got a bunch of video for you guys. The interception by Justin Strnad. First of all, I just got to be honest with you. I've been lucky. I was here for every day of Demaryius Thomas's career with the Denver Broncos. Every day. And when Tim Tebow was the quarterback, who knew that DT and Eric Decker, for that matter, but DT would have such an incredible career. You had a quarterback who couldn't throw. But in 2011, before Peyton Manning, there were games that just didn't make sense that the Broncos won. The Miami game in Miami, specifically the Chicago game when Marion Barber ran out of bounds. When you stay in bounds, you win. The Giants, with about 5 or so minutes to go, all they had to do was run the ball. And if they needed to punt, then fine. The Broncos would have had to driven the field. Now, the Broncos did get themselves an easy touchdown that the Giants were soft on. But, who cares? And then the Broncos give up a deflected touchdown like they got a deflected touchdown. And, all right, you were just like, I guess that's karma, and that's where my old takes will be exposed. Because when the Broncos were down 28-6 in the fourth quarter, I was like, you had a shot. That looks like a wrap. But for some reason, Jackson Dart threw the ball to Justin Strnad.
Talk about that. What down was that on? Holy cow. Like when he first caught it, I thought there was a 40 on their team, and then Thankfully, they were in white and we were in orange. Yeah, that was twofold. It was a turnover, but it was also like put us like it's like a double whammy. You get the ball and then you get it there. That probably was the difference in winning and losing the game.
Mike Sanford now joins us, and it's great to have Coacher with us from 9 News, as he's about to be a TV star. Looking good, Coach, as always. There you go, 9 News. Chris Bianchi, I think, is hiding under a desk in there. Okay, we've talked about it on Altitude TV. We just started getting into it here. What will you be talking about on 9 News with the generous Mike Kliss and friend Scotty Gange and everybody else?
Well, I mean, the first thing is this is one of those wins that, as improbable and at times as nauseating and disgusting as it was, it's another notch in the belt of Bo Nix. It is. And I came up with, and I don't know the actual history of the statistic, but lost in the poor performance of the New York Jets victory.
Yeah.
Was the fact that was a fourth quarter, come from behind victory for a quarterback in his second year. And it happened to be the second in a row.
This is historically large.
And then now you add this one to it, which is, I mean, in the next gen stats era, this has happened what? I think it's 4 times where you're trailing by 14 or more points in the fourth quarter and you win the football game.
Well, technically, this is the 3rd time, and the Broncos own 2 of the 3, and 2 of those 3 have happened in 2 of the 3 of their last games. So, yeah, I mean, the numbers are astonishing. The one number I started the broadcast with, think about this for a second, 1,602 games. If a team led by 18 or more points with 6 minutes to go, they won in a row. 1,602 games until the Giants figured this one out.
Yeah, it doesn't quite compute, but man, I go back to I didn't want to like Bo Nix. You know this, right? I still struggle to like Bo Nix. I do. Like, there's a lot of missed throws, the batted balls. Today, he was actually not doing the happy feet thing. He was doing the flat foot, kind of almost lazy in the pocket, just throwing, I would say, like, without much like decisiveness and oomph. And it led to all kinds of batted balls. Like, it was bad. It was not good. And the one thing I love about this player, and I found out I loved it about midseason a year ago, is the word response. He does, man. He responds to whatever situation. It is a little bit of that robotic nature of who he is, that
something else. Even
when you're down 19-0, I mean, he showed a little bit of, I guess, in the post-game press conference, he showed a little bit of his, I guess you call it like his human side. But even then, it might be a little bit of a robotic answer to a question. What were you thinking when you were down 19-0? I was thinking, how am I going to answer the question about being down and not scoring any points in an entire football game?
Well, let me play some for you. Here is Bo. How about so bad and then so good?
We just saved all our good ones for the fourth quarter, and they worked. We just kept running them, and we found some momentum, and our defense found some stops. We got a huge turnover, and all of a sudden we just got some life back. Thought we could win the game, and so we, kept playing until we won the game.
I'm not sure. We're all going to be called out for our tweets. All of us are going to be called out.
I don't care about stuff like the Receipt Street, gotcha gang. They're like, here's the deal. What I'm learning is Receipt Street, gotcha gang in the media. Some of our competitors, even, man, they're very selective about what they say that they got right. And it's like, don't play the game because the game is going to play you. It's dumb. Like,
no,
I'd rather get to work. I'd rather get to work and analyze the game and break it down with you right now than sit there on Twitter for the next 17 straight hours and say, "Ooh, look what I said. Ooh, look what he said. Oh my God." You know what that is? That's loser street, man. It's Receipt Street.
We're not the only ones. Bo admitted on the sideline they were having these type of feelings and thoughts. Listen to this.
It's just not our day. We can't get anything going. And then it just takes a few plays and a few moments and a few guys making plays, a few, pieces of encouragement by guys, and all of a sudden you go and I mean, I don't even know how we scored 33 points in a quarter. That's kind of insane, but it's just whatever we had to get done. We did it, and it was a full team effort, just play after play by guys. Now, you want to see it done earlier, but however, whatever it takes, by any means necessary.
They put it together. Nothing happens if Stranad doesn't get that interception. You don't welcome yourself to the world of possibility, and I'll give you another incredibly lucky break for the Broncos. Giants scored 2 easy and early.
Yep.
And I know you want to, but you got to understand you're at altitude there, Brian Dable. I get it. It's tough, but with the kickoff rules as such, ball goes in the end zone. I mean, who knows? Ball didn't, but still, you got big nuts Lutz. I saw the shirt today, so I'm just ripping it off a little bit.
Yeah.
But 60-yarders at Mile High, Coach, are very possible. I don't know what's going on with your young kicker, but dude missed 2. I could not believe dude missed 2.
Well,
And during the Tebow time, Coach, there were weird things. Like, you couldn't explain why it was happening. I'll give you this, though. Sean Payton, not happy with everything. Let me, boy, you gotta, well, I'm curious what you think about this from a coaching standpoint. Here's Sean.
I was proud we fought to get back in it. It's like we had to find a way to clean up our mess. So, I told them, look, enjoy this. There's some grit there. They didn't quit, but man, it's important we don't let the euphoria of a win like that cloud the things that need to get cleaned up tomorrow. So they'll enjoy it tonight, but there are a lot of things that we're still doing, particularly offensively, that trouble me, and we'll get it fixed. We have to get it fixed.
This was after the game.
It's almost as if he comes from the Bill Parcells tree that comes from Buddy Ryan, and then it passed it down to Bill Belichick and Nick Saban. And oh, by the way, now Sean Payton as well is just miserable and driving around sushi restaurants with 2 lattes, just sitting there like, what is the meaning of life? Is winning even worth it? Do I like winning or do I hate not winning more? Like, what is it all about? And I get it. The standard is the standard, but like, part of me thinks that Sean Payton's playing this card with his team, which we all do. All of us coaches do it to a certain extent. I coach my own team harder in the big wins than I probably do in the close losses, or just because it catches up to you when it catches up to you. And Sean Payton knows that, meaning that if you keep having these types of starts, you keep having this inefficient play, your special teams continues to be absolutely idiotic, moronic, however you want to call it. And your defense is very good, but then gives up some big plays. But it catches up to you and you lose football games, and it catches up to you in the postseason when it really matters, and it's win and go home. But on the flip side of that, Sean Payton should be pissed off at himself. I know he's putting on this, kind of this angry, high standard, you guys didn't meet my standard, type of mentality. But my opinion is Sean Payton called a poor game until time forced his hand to get into what I think is the basics of this offense. And you do it with tempo. And I found it interesting. I think the most interesting post-game press conference snippet, and you played it already, is Bo Nix said, "We saved all our good ones for the end."
Yeah.
And what was different about the end? You were against the clock. Therefore, you couldn't call, Y shift to green right tight, V counter, 96 wrap, kill 97, wrap queen, alert hound 2 double go, can, spider 2 Y banana. Like, those are the types of plays that are happening earlier. Instead, it's like, hey, triple
Purple.
right, Lucy.
Yeah.
Triple right to Lucy.
Well, I'll let me. This is a little bit longer cut, a little bit longer, but it goes to exactly what you're saying. It goes to, and boy, Sean does not like that concept, brother, about the tempo thing. Okay,
yeah, it's cool. He's gonna like bad first and second quarters.
All right, well, here we go.
Then obviously we get into 2-minute offense. I don't want to hear about tempo. All right, but but I think we made enough plays in a short period of time, and that was part of, like, you can't just have a long 2-minute drill touchdown. We had chunks, and the final play to Sutton was a play we installed yesterday. And it was, you get in those fastball situations with however much time left on the clock, no timeouts. We walked through it, went through it, and sure enough, it came up, the hash, everything. And, the two of those guys made a great play, throwing catch.
There you go. And he goes on and talks about the play. But to your point, he does not like that concept that, we were saved by tempo.
I also love that while he's answering the question of why not play it more in your first and second day of installation, simple football, good drop back pass concepts that are staples in the West Coast offense, and universally in a lot of offenses, to be fair. He wanted to make sure that everybody knew that the big play to Cortland Sutton wasn't one of those simple day one, day two installation plays that Bo's been running since the beginning. That was actually my brilliant play call, and I continued to prepare through the event. And that's why we won the football game.
Angry. You're a little angry at Sean Payne tonight, aren't you? You're a little upset with Sean Payne.
Have you watched basically of the last 16 quarters, all but about 2.5 have been almost unwatchable offensive football. Am I right?
You are correct.
Am I right?
You are right.
So, okay. I'm starting to get to the point with Bo Nix, the player, where when he is able to go into athlete mode, when he is called, what changed at the end of the game? What about DMac? What have I been screaming at the clouds for 2 years? When you get in the red zone, let Bo Nix run the football. Design quarterback run. Don't just say, it'll happen in a drop back game. Bo Nix is a pleaser. He wants to prove to everybody that when you call a drop back pass, he's going to find an open guy and he's going to complete a pass. He doesn't take off very often, and when it's a called pass. Guess where he's really good? The zone read that scored a touchdown. Guess where else he was really good? The quarterback TED scheme, which is called buck sweep or TED, tight end down, which beautiful play design. Red zone. Use that earlier in games. Make him feel like he's physically a part of the game. He is a playground player. And when he's bogged down by the mentals of the game, he looks terrible. And that's where I've seen it now. When the mentals are greater than his ability to play clean, sound, fun, upbeat, energetic, athletic football, he sucks. He's a bottom 3 quarterback in the NFL. Bottom 3. But when he's freed up to just play within the system, have some quarterback-driven run game, play with some simple, empty concepts, fly out in the – he's good. He's really good. He's top 15.
Here is Sean talking about Bo.
No. Listen, but he got it going, and he started smiling, and just all of that, and it was exciting to see. It just went back and forth. I said to him, when you do this long enough, you'll be in 5 or 6 of those games. I feel like I've been in 5 or 6 of those games. I can think of them right now. And you just hope, when you're done, that you won more than you lost when you're in one of those.
Can I tell you a story quick?
Yeah, please do.
Because I think Bo's a better quarterback than Tim Tebow. Okay.
Oh, he is.
Okay. But that being said, do you know how many games I watched with Tim Tebow where it was like, well, this is where we're going to play football. Okay, there's 5 minutes to go in the game. Now just go win. And that might be limited to a certain degree. And you do wonder if Tebow is just a better quarterback and you just stuck with a more like, hey, let's go get him sort of attitude. What might have happened? Now, it was, not great, and Josh McDaniels was in charge, and he had all sorts of issues there, too, by the way, because he got fired in the season that Tebow was, his rookie year at least, and then, we got John Fox. We got a coach who was just more willing to sort of eventually go with the flow. Foxy didn't even call the plays. I mean, we're talking about Mike McCoy and along with Adam Gase, and
Mike McCoy, now the interim head
Correct.
coach for your Tennessee Titans.
Correct. How'd they do today? Anyways, and so I've actually seen this before. And when Bo rolled around to, I guess, the left and scored that touchdown, I'm literally screaming Tebow because that's a play against the Jets. Go look it up. It was almost identical to that, where, at some point when you got a guy with athleticism like that, Mike, let him use it. I mean, don't be afraid here. Let's go on this.
Why? Why though? Why does Sean not want to do it?
You tell me. Oh, well, I'll tell you why they didn't want to do it, Tebow. You can't coach it. And coaches didn't like things they couldn't coach. And you can't replicate it on the practice field. Cannot do it. Can't do it in training camp. Cannot do it. Can't really even do it in preseason. So it's this crazy intangible that's impossible to coach and replicate. So how can you trust it? And it's difficult to do so. That being said, Bo Nix is just a better quarterback than Tebow, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, he can do way more things if you put him in motion. And Jackson Dart, listen, I can't believe that he threw the ball away to Strnad, but he still led his team against one of the best defenses in the NFL on the road. He still led him to a touchdown.
He played great. I think I asked the question, why would Sean not lean into some of those things? Strangely, he hasn't, but then today he did twice. Zone read, 20. How long was the first touchdown run from Bo? 18?
I can look it up.
They were both roughly in that 15 to 22 yard kind of range.
Mm-hmm.
Zone read for a rush, great call. And of course it's a Tennessee breaker because Sean Payton hasn't called these plays, but he called them in critical moments today. And then the one that I loved was what ended up being, I think, the go-ahead touchdown run, which was Cortland Sutton was in a tight split to Bo Nix's left. He down blocks the defensive end. He actually down blocks Kayvon Thibodeau. Do you know that? He down blocked on Thibodeau.
Did not. Yeah, good. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
And then you got the puller was Garrett Bowles coming around, and he basically ran like that's Columbine football right there, buck sweep, man.
Okay,
and that's like
all
that's
right.
like Jason Klatt up at Meade High School. The Meade Mavericks running buck sweep, but you know what? It was effective because you got a bunch set off to the right. It looks like a total throwing formation. In fact, it actually looks like either you're running a toss play or you're gonna throw the ball on a rollout, sprint out to the right, and now you run a counter. Tailback does a great job of faking the toss to the right, and essentially you run a counter play to the weak side, and you have Bo Nix run. And guess what it leads to? It leads to Bo Nix looking and acting like the player that I know he can be. So why not do this in the first, second, third quarters of any games? He's not seeing it. Like Bo's not good enough to save him, save his legs, save him from the injury, to not utilize his greatest attribute right now. His greatest physical attribute is his legs. It is. Now, different than Tebow, it's not his only attribute.
No. That's true. Very, very true. How about this? Bo Nix is the first player in NFL history to record 2+ passing touchdowns and 2+ rushing touchdowns in one quarter. The 33 points in the fourth quarter. The come from behind, where you were down. Everything about this. The 19-0, and then it ends up 32-33. I mean, scoring what? Was it 46 points in the fourth quarter combined with both teams? I've never seen anything like it, Coach. Never seen anything like it. So, okay. Are we more? And by the way, I was talking to another insider with the Broncos, and he wasn't all that happy, which surprised me, and I thought he was going to be more happy than he was. Should we be more frustrated than happy with this remarkable game today?
No, we should be happy.
Okay.
We should be happy. And maybe it's just because you asked me the question about Sean. I reacted a little bit to Sean's his sentiment in the post-game press conference because I've been around that shtick quite a bit. Yeah, let
me play this for you then.
But I can think of 5 or 6. And I wasn't smiling. Benito told me to smile. I said, all right, I'll smile. I just think there's a lot of work ahead that
Like that. That was the tone. That's what he came into the locker room with afterwards.
Right.
That's why, yeah. By the way, in the locker room, as soon as Sean left, guys were happy, coach.
Oh, hell yeah, they should be. That's listen.
They weren't hanging their heads.
That's the game of the season in football.
Dude.
Remember we all got that. What was the opening game of the season? We all said it was going to be the
Bills
game.
Ravens. Bills Ravens.
This was a better game.
This was an unbelievable game.
It was a better game. DMac, it was a better game. Do you remember what you said? The worst part of, I think it was you, maybe it was Raj, I don't know, but said that the worst part about that game is that it happened in week 1, the very best game of the football season. I said, just wait. And here we are. Denver Broncos are the ones that have the game of the year. NFL Network saying it right now, game of the year in the football season, because it's stuff that hasn't ever happened.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a legitimate mile-high miracle.
Okay, let me back up a little bit then. If Bo has so much possibility and can be so good, okay, and we now have a track record multiple times of it happening, do you think they'll be able to somehow contain it and use it and push it forward in the right direction, or do you think this is going to be some weird struggle like this the entire year?
It feels like it's going to be a struggle. Because I felt like you came out of the Bengals game, in my opinion, saying, "Oh, Bo found it, right? It's what the doctor ordered. 28 points, got some efficiency, got out of the doldrums of missing throws against the Chargers, playing really bad football against the Titans, and then you basically have an awful game against the Eagles, save for about 3 drives, right? Maybe 2.
Mm-hmm.
2 drives, and it was really fourth quarter heroics. And then you just play bad football against the Jets. Save it was the last drive. And then you're like, okay, you're good. You survived that one. It's going to be better. You're at home finally. It's like only here we are in week 7. It's only the second Sunday game that you've played at Empower Field out of 7 contests. You had a Monday night game also, but you've had no normalcy to your schedule, and you think that Bo's going to play well. This offense is going to find its rhythm, and it was truly the worst. And that was against the 28th best defense in the National Football League, DMac. The 28th. And that Jets defense is truly like 31st best defense.
They're not good.
Back-to-back games against bad defenses, and you played poorly. So you got the Cowboys coming up, right?
Yeah.
It looks like the Cowboys are capable of scoring half 100.
Yeah,
they hit the field.
They're crazy.
Their defense is supposed to be the worst thing ever, correct?
Their defense is terrible. Their offense is crazy good.
Okay. What did you just play the last 2 weeks?
The terrible defenses.
Yes.
Theoretically.
So, I mean, what can you expect right now? I think you can expect what you've seen, which is really poor starts, really bad, like in the flow of the game, just bad offensive play.
Well, the Texans have the best scoring defense in the league, and that's coming down the pipe in a couple games.
Yep.
Then you have the Raiders. The Raiders are cooked.
There's bad.
They are cooked.
Pete Carroll might die on the sideline. It's that bad.
Oh God, jeez. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. But
No,
they're done. Their season's over. They got nothing. I mean, listen, they're in any given Sunday territory. They're in we've got pride. All that stuff with teams that have no chance to do anything during the season. And yeah, the Chiefs are friggin' back. So, okay, we're barreling down that path, but we do sit in first place by ourselves as the Chargers whittled one away again. So the Broncos are in first place, and we would have all signed up for first place after 7 games.
And especially when you just beat a New York Giants team that for all intents and purposes is 2-5. It's a 2-5 football team.
Yeah,
and
all right.
Fourth quarter points.
Yeah, but okay. But I forgot Russell Wilson was even on their team.
I know. I saw him hanging out and talking, and being a great teammate. Just doing all the things with the camera on him. All the stuff.
Totally forgot he was on their team. That was their story in the first 3 games.
Right.
and they're a different team with Jackson Dart and unleashing Cam Scadaboo.
Yeah, but Cam he was bottled up pretty good today, man. He had 60 yards.
Okay, fine. He also had all right, I'm not, getting against defending the Jets, but the impact that Scadaboo has both in their energy and their effort and things they can do in the red zone. I mean, look what that team has done scoring the past 3 weeks, bro. I mean,
you're right.
Or since Jackson Dart took over.
Let me ask you this. You got to see both shiny new running back draft toys on the field at the same time.
Yeah. Oh,
who did you like
okay.
better? Did you like RJ Harvey today fielding a kickoff on the 5-yard line going out of bounds? Or did you like Cam Scadaboo scoring touchdowns and running through people's faces?
Well, they threw the ball to RJ Harvey, and it worked better than handing it off to him. Now, I'll tell you this. That play he made is Darren Rizzi's fault, period, the end.
Shouldn't be in there.
He should not be in there if he doesn't understand the basic rules of special teams, and I do fault Rizzi for that. I have no idea. Marvin Mims doesn't make that play in a million years. He lets the ball simply go out of bounds. By the way, you know what a slick play would have been on that? And it is totally legal to do. Stand out of bounds and catch the ball.
Yep, exactly. And then you coax the penalty.
Yep, that happened. I think the Packers did it. The guy was out of bounds, laid out of bounds, and grabbed the ball. If you simply go out of bounds and catch the ball goes to the 40. But you gotta, I don't know, study the 4 rules that exist when returning the ball.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard, and it didn't really add up to anything. It was I guess not that big of a deal, I suppose. But it was an unforced error, and it was a special teams error. Other than that, Lutz is killer. Crawshaw has been an incredible rookie. Greenlaw got in there a little bit, no impact, but he got in there just a pinch. And really, the game was awful until Bo Nix and the offense. They were just granted a touchdown. That's what it looked like with the Giants, right? All right, we don't care. We're playing soft. Score a touchdown. We don't care.
DMac, how about how that started? Your second trip inside the 5-yard line where you get goal to go first down, and Sean Payton refuses to run the football.
Yeah.
And he ends up throwing a tip ball that my entire career, when you throw a ball that's tipped in the goal line in the tight red zone, it's an interception.
Yeah.
And that's what started all of this was a tip that just found Troy Franklin in the back of the end zone. Oh gosh, it's right here for me.
And then a 2-point conversion. Then you get that. I can't believe they
26-8, right? Or no, that was
yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was 19-8. And then you proceed though, and then they get a tip.
Way.
Right.
To Theo Johnson.
Your guy.
Good player.
Okay. I'm gonna let you go because you gotta do 9 News, right?
Yeah, is the game over yet?
Yeah, the San Francisco 49ers, who Christian McCaffrey, what a stud.
I like him.
Kyle Shanahan, what a stud. I mean, these guys have everybody in the world hurt, and they're 5-2. And the Falcons were kind of rolling a little bit.
Yeah,
Falcons
Jr. had 241 yards passing, no interceptions, 21-38, just not enough.
With Bijan Robinson, who's arguably the best running back. I mean, it's another banger win for the 49ers. Kind of crazy.
I'll tell you what, you know who else is 5-2?
Who?
The Mile High Miracle.
All right, let me get before we go. I do feel bad for Garrett Bowles. All Bo had to do was throw it up like a balloon, like a little kid's balloon. You know how just just throw it up there. Just
no, Bo wanted to add to his batted passes statistic. He wanted to make sure that he wanted to set all kinds of records today.
All right. With that, tomorrow 10 to noon on the morning sprint with Berto, as Raj is still out for a little bit. Then noon to 3, myself with Tyler Columbus, who was on the field in the videos, right standing next to Peyton Manning during halftime.
Did he get a chance to show off his new body to all of his old teammates?
Well, they forced him to put a football jersey on. I'm sure that pained him.
Was he flexing his pecs the whole time? Did he have his sleeves rolled up extra high?
It was all that. We'll get all the stories, I'm sure. And on DMac Smack tomorrow, I'll go through tomorrow morning the videos at 9 a.m., but I got a bunch of videos from the Demaryius Thomas. We didn't even have time to talk about that. It was talked about quite a bit, though. It was a big motivator with everything this weekend. But, Coach, I'm going to let you go do 9 News. We thank the over 3,000 people that are paying attention right now, which for us is a lot. I'm sure we suck compared to, other media people, but for us, that's a lot. And that's enough for us to say, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yep.
We love and respect you. It was, whatever you want to make of it long-term, you did witness probably the most remarkable comeback in Broncos history today. Period. The end. On a monumental, historic day for DT, the team rallied like they never have